Okay. How's everybody doing out there? Thanks for joining me. Welcome to another episode of On the Cutting Room Floor. This is Tony Ray Harvey. I'm the host, and I'm podcasting from the southwest part of Sacramento, California, Greenhaven, Pocket Road area. Peace in. Let's get right into it. All right. One day removed from earth-shaking reports that the Sacramento Kings were open to trading De'Aaron Fox, the team lost 117-104 to a depleted Philadephia 76er team on January 28th. That's tonight. Malik Monk had 21 points, 5 rebounds. Domantas Sabonis added 13 points, 14 rebounds, and 11 assists for the Kings, who are now 24-23 on the season, 11-11 on the road, and they are 1-3 on a current 6-game excursion. Sacramento is 11-5 under interim leader Doug Christie, and now they are 0-1 after it was announced that the Kings are exploring trade options for Fox. So yeah, this has been definitely a pretty interesting 36 hours, I would say. Everybody done heard the news. Of course, I'm privy to it. I kind of actually watched it fold down. It did develop. The big news did develop here in Sacramento, not with Sham Charania, who pretty much accentuated, the breaking news that came out of Sacramento about De'Aaron Fox. But that's where we are. One-time All-Star. He has spent 8 seasons, 7.5. He's still got another season to finish off here if he's not traded by February 6th. But of course, he was brought in here 2017 draft class, NBA. So he's been here almost eight seasons. And it looked like it could be the end of the road. Okay. We don't know if the Kings going to trade him or not. They can while the value is high. He does have another year on his contract. He will be eligible for another extension this summer. Don't know if he's going to get the max, but he's looking at the front door. He is looking at the front door. And so is the Kings front office, which I would say you're part of this mess as well. You created this mess as well because you knew way back when that the young man had made some certain demands and he was looking forward to that. All right. So there was something that was going to try to come together with some trades to improve the team. That did not happen. And this is what it led into. Okay. And I'm talking about those discussions that, everybody was having with free agents, the talks of players and possible trades and all those type of things, which I can't really go on those things because I can only really deal with facts. Other than that, I can provide my opinion from my perspective. That's it. But whatever happened after that game in Brooklyn, get up in the morning, I would say for me about 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, that's when I started learning about there could be an open possibility that Fox could be on his way. And that came from out of Sacramento. And to be perfectly frank with you, yes, that was Damon Barlian from ESPN 1320. And I'm not talking about all this other stuff, that everybody trying to hitch a ride on it because, yes, he did bring forward that information. So that has to be cleared away and dealt now. Now, I'm dealing with it right now. I'm not going to wait to the end of my show and then break it up, bring it up for about 2 or 3 seconds and stuff. Bring this stuff up front. That's what you do. But these bloggers out here claiming that they reporters and stuff like that. Okay, you do what you want to do on your own show. Okay, because I did check it out. I don't watch it, but I just want to see where you was going to be in that Pacific area about bringing forward who brought this together, who sold all this together, who had that information. Because obviously Shams was watching this probably unfold on Twitter where I saw it. And then I gotta get this out. Sham Charania from ESPN, who I call the messenger. And why I'm at it, because I don't want to wait around this stuff. Let me talk about this now because I'm dealing with the facts. Okay, Sham, you're supposed to be a graduate of Loyola University. I mean, you're right down the street from the Northwestern University, okay? Evanston, Illinois, north of Chicago, all right? And as we know, Northwestern has one of the best journalism departments in this country. But you go to the other Midwest Ivy League school, right down the street, Northwestern Loyola. Wouldn't it be generous, or not even, just to be thoughtful that you picked up the news from somebody else? You picked up this particular news out of Sacramento from someone else, from another source, because that thing was unfolding here in Sacramento. And you said nothing about that. And you still haven't said anything about it, if I'm not, mistaken, at least from what I saw. Okay, and the reason I bring it for the business, give credit where credit is due. Where do those facts come from? Because you hurried up and tweet that stuff out because it kept snowballing. More and more information was coming up out of there on that radio show. And you said nothing. Okay, and I'm not trying to disrespect you or nothing like that, but in this business, you're supposed to release all your sources, or at least one of your sources. Okay, by name. But everybody is so focused on Sacramento, like this is some place from, it's the 10th planet of the universe or something like that. I live here. I enjoy living here. There's human beings that live here. Okay, now it was just, what I'm saying on that, because, there are some issues here, and I'm not backtracking on anything that I say, okay? Some of the reporting that come out of here is kind of crazy out of Sacramento. It is. This is not one of those places where we are covering the Sacramento Kings, that's what I'm talking about, that a lot of breaking news come up out of Sacramento. And this is one of those rare times that it did, okay? That it did. I do want to say that. I'll get back on that too, okay? So Doug Christie is 0-1 after learning what we have learned, about De'Aaron Fox. See what's when we just move down here. Okay. De'Aaron had 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists in 34 minutes. He was 7-15 shooting from the floor, 1 of 5 from beyond the arc, and he made all 4 attempts from the foul line. That was his night. He did that in 34 minutes. Okay, Tyrese Maxey, he had 30 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, while Kelly Oubre Jr., he had 15.6 rebounds and 4 steals for the 76ers, who improved to 19-27 on the season, 9-13 at Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, and they have won their last 4 games. They are 4-13 against Western Conference foes. Sacramento is now 9-8 against Eastern Conference teams this season. Okay, Eric Gordon, he scored 14 points, and Adeem Bona out of UCLA and Kyle Lowry, they had 13 points apiece. Okay, the 76ers were, they were depleted. They were definitely depleted. They were without the service of Andre Drummond, Joel Embiid, Paul George, Caleb Martin, Jared McCain from Sacramento, the rookie, and KJ Martin, who's been out for a while anyway. Doug was 11-4 coming into this game. Okay. You do what you want to do. But one of the strangest things that I've seen in quite some time, okay, that your star player, your franchise player, I'm talking about the Sacramento Kings, that you would put him on the trading block when the team was doing really well. And this is just a month and a couple of days after this dismissal of Mike Brown, December 27th, who had lost his last 5 games as the coach of the Sacramento Kings. He left here 13-18. Doug picks it up. They go on a 7-game winning streak. Then they lose 1. Then they go on a 3-game losing streak. Okay, they lose 2 straight on the road. They pick one up the other night in Brooklyn. Then they lose again tonight. The team was pretty much on the roll. It's still on the roll, I want to like to say. But man, losing to this team tonight does not help at all. This is not a good team at this point. Okay. The Kings did beat them earlier at Golden One Center. Joel Embiid, he didn't play in that game as well. Okay, I think Maxey had 30 points in that game as well. But it seemed like it's going to change the chemistry of what's happening. I don't know what's going to happen between now and here on February 6th, with this news breaking out here like that. I have no idea. No one knows. Okay, so don't ask me if he's going to be traded before February. I don't know. But I know right now that his value is high. Okay, and then speaking of it, yes, all the stuff about him having a preferred destination, and we all know what that is. We all did know out there. Somebody, want to go out and tweet it out like, they just had to hitch it. Like I said, they just had to hitch a ride on that breaking news yesterday. Okay, they do it every time. Like clockwork when some breaking news come out of here, Sacramento, especially if Sharia breaks it out. Here comes something else, hitching a ride onto it, calling itself breaking news. We already knew that. The Athletic had reported that San Antonio Spurs was monitoring this situation with Fox. And I'm talking about Sam Amick and Anthony Slater, who've been covering this thing for 6-7 months now. 6-7 months now. But getting back to it, it's going to, we'll see. Okay, because right now, the Kings is on their way to play the Oklahoma City Thunder. Just to make it, they'll play their 5th game on this 6-game road trip against the Oklahoma City Thunder on February 1st. So that would be Saturday. They got a few days. The Sixers, they on a 6-game homestand, and they will play Denver Nuggets on January 31st in the Wells Fargo Center. So now they're really about to go play a tough team. Then after that, they got to play Minnesota before they come back to Sacramento February 5th to play the Orlando Magic, and that's going to be a tough one too. In the midst of all of this. One day before the trade deadline, February 6th. February 6th. Yeah. I've been watching this young man play just about every game here, I would say. Because understand, I started covering this team back in 2001. About to wrap up 23, 24 seasons of covering the Sacramento Kings. And when it all unfolded yesterday, of course I had to look back at the last 8 years, and I had to look at the previous 7 years before that, because that was the DeMarcus Cousins era. So this is 15 years in. Why am I bringing that up? After Rick Elderman was fired in 2006, well, before that, Chris Webber was traded to the Philadephia 76ers, 2005, right? 2004, 2005. He was traded. Crushing. Really felt bad about that. And there were them stagnant years between 2006, because Rick Adelman got fired in April 2006, to 2010. That 2006 to 2009, because Tyreke Evans was drafted in 2009. DeMarcus Cousins came a year after that. So though this team was struggling, we're not making the playoffs, okay? These young men were holding it down as much as possible. Of course, Tyreke Evans, he didn't last that long here. DeMarcus Cousins, 7.5 seasons here. He was traded for Buddy Hield. He was shipped off to New Orleans Pelicans. 2017, that summer, they drafted De'Aaron Fox out of the University of Kentucky. That's the number 5 pick. And he's basically been the franchise since then. And he's only been to the playoffs once. And that was under the guidance of Mike Brown. 2023. I have nothing but respect for the young man. Whatever decisions he have to make, he have to make. And understand this too, folks, okay? There's the truth. There's nothing but the truth. Let's put it like that. There's the truth. There's the whole truth. And there's nothing but the truth. So a lot of things that have aired in the past 36 hours are quite evident of all the activities that have been going on for the last few months. But there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the background. Okay, really a lot of it's none of anybody's business. You know, that's just how things, you know, go. And us as journalists, we only dealing with facts. Okay, we're talking about the fourth estate here. We're only about the checks and balances and stuff. Okay, this is not a scandal sheet or a gossip column or anything like that. I think some people think it is, but it's not. It's not. But there's a lot of things that's going on here. But I will say like this, you know, everybody had a personality like that, but quite honestly, I think the man has been nothing but a kind, respectable professional since he's been here. The whole time. I don't hear nothing about him going out partying and nothing like that, and, you know, hanging around bad crowds or anything like that. Okay, I know he's a God-fearing young man, as well as his family, I would say. But De'Aaron has been a model citizen since he's been here. And he's been through a lot as well. He did nothing but everything that this organization has asked him to do, he has did it. Okay? He has did it. And what has happened? Okay? This draft of a guard, that draft of a guard, this draft of a guard. Tyrese Haliburton. Peace out to you too, brother. Okay? We had to trade because those two could not play together, period. But you did get something out the deal. Domantas Sabonis, which seemed like there was a turning point right there, because when Domantas came here, he said, hey, look, we got to win. You got to win. I done been to the playoffs. Okay, I've been a two-time All-Star and stuff like that. I'm not coming here to just play basketball. We need to win. We need to win. But I'll say this too. It was September 30th, 2024, Media Day. Coming down to the last player that was going to be interviewed by Cal Draper and Kevin Gleason. KHTK, 11:40 a.m. De'Aaron Fox. There was a little discussion. I was listening to it on the radio because I'm leaving now. I've been there about 2 or 3 hours. Probably the longest time I'd have been at a Media Day event hosted by the Sacramento Kings. So I was on my way home, but I was listening to on the radio. He having a discussion with these talented interviewers, talented broadcast personalities, talented communicators. Draper and Gleason was talking to him, and there was something that they were talking about DeMar DeRozan being added to the team and playing with him this season. And to the fact, okay, because I might have to be corrected about this, De'Aaron said, oh, I have a lot of time for him, but I don't have time to waste. I don't have time to waste. So he was excited about playing, you know, with DeMar, you know, and trying to pull out some things to get back to the playoffs. But that was a signal. That was a signal. Yes. Then he appears on Draymond Green's podcast with Baron Davis, former NBA player, UCLA, to discuss why he didn't sign a contract extension, with the notion that he would have an opportunity to be an all-NBA player and get the max. Sign that next season. He also brought up the thing that he wanted to see from the organization in order to continue playing in the Sacramento Kings uniform. He can do that. He has more losses than he has wins here in Sacramento, and that got to be heavy on his mind too for his career, because he's been a winner all his life. He's still a winner. He's just playing for, yeah, that type of organization. Who's trying? Okay, I'm not disrespecting the organization at all and stuff, but here we go. Here we go. And then all this other mess come out here. You know, he hires Rich Paul, Clutch Sports. We knew then the get down was about to get down, and it's getting down too, because he's doing his job. I have to put it like this: if I had a chance, hey, Rich, you could be my agent on a couple of things. There's only two people that I would love to have my agent. The other one I'm not even going to mention, okay? Because I see him often at Sacramento Kings games. Anyway, he would definitely be my first choice too. But I do like what Rich Paul's doing to make sure these men, you know, handle their business. Because what I learned years ago by someone who still does work for the NBA. Tony, just remember this. In the professional sports, there's business, there's entertainment. You don't mix the two. You don't mix the two. And the way I see it, Rich Paul does not mix the two. He take care of business. That entertainment and all that stuff can happen out there on that court. He pretty much is representing Fox pretty well. I haven't seen anything that, you know, that Fox is, you know, upset about anything like it. He's doing his job. Rich Paul, Clutch Sports, is doing his job. So that's where we are. And then that tweet came out yesterday. Yes, it came out yesterday, and here we are. Here we are. Now, I was looking, I know I started off this digital commentary, you know, saying 0-1. And I'm talking about the aftermath. And this is the aftermath. See how many games they can pull off. See how long De'Aaron can stay in a uniform between now and the 5th. Excuse me, February 6th. Trading deadline. So there it is there. But I do want to make it clear and understand that, you know, I as far as, you know, reporting around here, as far as I have a great deal of respect for what I call traditional journalists, and they know who they are. Some of them have academic background and in this field. Some of them just, you know, came into it by, I wouldn't say by accident, but fell into it along the way. But I'm talking about the traditional ones who understand this business and, you know, cover many different disciplines and area for the Fourth Estate. For the Fourth Estate. You got a problem about somebody asking stupid questions? Okay. All right. If I'll put it like this, I'll ask a few more of them. As long as I get that response, I'm cool. Because I'm not going to sit in there and be buddy-buddy with the players and the coaches and be scared to ask them certain questions thinking that, oh, they might not like me. Okay, I'm not doing that. And I see that often in that press room. And I've said this before on a couple of commentary videos a couple games ago. It's night and day when you go into those visiting those opposing teams' press conferences, post and pre, for the coaches and the players. Because, and the reason why I bring that up, because I have said this privately, a national figure in this business had told me once that sitting in the Sacramento Kings press conferences is like watching a 1950 situation comedy, a sitcom. It's boring. And I tried to sit there and defend him. Said, no. Well, you know what? It is like that. It is like that. Okay? The name of this business is communicating. But you have to get out there and ask the right question. You have to ask the tough questions. And sometimes I find myself in there, that system too. Stop asking the same questions over and over and over. Like you know what you're doing. Because I said, I don't read a few reports out there. I said that the last time too. And that stuff is subjective. It is not objective. A lot of it, of course, with the Associated Press right now, they don't want us to use quotes, in these game stories, unless it's an enterprise story. But a lot of this stuff is subjective from around here, around the country. Okay, and then why are we declaring people national writers, and they're not national writers? They're really terrible writers. And the reason why I say that, because that's when, in this business, and I mentioned this too, with the Athletic, Associated Press, USA Today, okay, Ford Magazine, anything. They have editors who fact check stuff. They question stuff. And if that's what you're doing, and if that's how you're writing, because I don't have to even talk about the inverted pyramid in this business, because many of y'all don't understand that. The only ones who went to academic journalism classes understand that. You don't get it. If it's going to be subjective, say it's a commentary or something like this coming from your perspective. Because if it's objective, you don't have to say anything. You're writing in third person. Ridiculous around here. And no, once again, breaking news does not happen around this team that much coming from out of Sacramento. Yesterday was a rare occasion. And it did happen. And I am talking about facts because, yes, it did happen. And amongst other things, too, as far as dealing with this front office. The relationship between the local media and the Sacramento Kings front office has eroded. Not only the front office, the communication shop all together. It has eroded. Eroded. And I would like to think, and I would like to say, from my point of view, and this is from my point of view, it's just my opinion about some of the reports, some of the truthfulness that then came out of it. These cases, things like that. We gotta put that out. Those stuff got to be mentioned. I'm talking about the fourth estate. Checks and balances. Those things has to be published out there for the public to know and learn and understand. Okay, I know there's some other lawsuits, counter lawsuit. Understand that. But now it just got to the point where we're not even okay. We still haven't spoke to Monty McNair and Westwood. Well, Monty McNair, Westwood will not come out and speak. Monty is the GM about all the activities that have taken place up until now. Because now we got some more content we like to put together. We have some more questions about things that, no, that has not happened. So we're still communicating. We're still down there doing our job, but not as effectively that I think that we could be doing. And we also have, responsibilities that, we have to take care of too in this area. We have to take accountability. The Lord knows I do. I don't care what anybody else say. So, because once again, you got some low-end bloggers out here make a mistake. They don't think they have to say, oh, you know what? I made a mistake there, folks. Let me explain, what's going on here. No, you want to throw somebody else under the bus. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Tony Ray is teeing off tonight. He is teeing off tonight. It's not going to be too many of those times, but yes, yeah. Ken Rudolph, who started off reporting here in Sacramento. He's from Sacramento. Now he's big time. He's well known, and he came back here one time. He was working for I think CBS 13. Now he's back in LA. Okay, he had tweeted out not too long ago about the media that covered the Sacramento Kings, and there's a lot of us, you already know, are faithfuls, still haven't been doing a good job of getting some of these stories out about what's happening around this organization. Yeah, he is absolutely right. He is absolutely right. For the most part, I'm not talking about Jason Anderson and what they're doing down there. I think, what he's doing is magnificent, fantastic. I like his work. Matter of fact, He's the only one that I read on a constant basis. Coming out to Sacramento Bee, because he traveled with the team, him and the other Biederman. So they get it both ways. They get it both ways. But from my standpoint, from what I'm able to do, because I'm not trying to be the first one. I'm not even trying to be the breaking rules. Antonio Ray Harvey, birth name. Antonio Ray Harvey is only focused on one thing: accuracy, balance. Accuracy and balance and fairness. The rest of it take care of itself. If you want to be a breaking news reporter, be that. But I also know that, at least a couple people around there, you done built your whole life around Sacramento Kings. You don't know anything else about Sacramento Kings. That's it. But that's how I approach things down there. But we do have to do a better job reporting around there. And I don't get all into that. I'm just saying that I'm not going to, hey, that's not my job. Ain't nobody going to listen to me anyway. But I've been doing this thing for 35 years. I told you. I had no idea that I would be in this business until I looked back on just a few years ago when I looked back on my childhood. And I had one of the greatest broadcast journalists in my living room on the black and white talking about a rocket that was going into the moon. A rocket that was going into space and land on the moon. Did not have any idea that I was going to be connected to communication. And I picked up the camera at the Boys Club. A couple years later, they had a program there, photography. And I've been taking photos ever since. Communication. That's me. But anyway, getting back on here, I love covering the NBA, the Sacramento Kings, the NFL, NCAA, all of that. Of course, my business, my main bread and butter, covering state politics, national politics, public policy. That's my thing. That's what we do here. That's what we do here. I'm not going to be sitting in one corner, sitting in one spot every day, every game, every press conference. My goodness. I'm not going to get into that. And I'm really going to shave this down too, because I don't want to be wasting any more time on it. But tonight was a perfect opportunity, considering everything that was going on with De'Aaron Fox. And I wish you well. I pray for you and your family, De'Aaron. I do. I know you're going to do what's best for you. All right. If you in a position that you can go or wherever you want to go, hey, peace out to you, brother. But remember, there ain't nothing but love here. It's nothing but love. Thanks for everything that you done offered here. I got to see you put up 60 points with my own eyes. The next night you put up 49 points. And I got to write on it. I got to report on it. Then you have did some good things here. Some things I know some people don't even know about. Now you got your own shoot to do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. But I do hope that the front office still support Doug Christie enough to give him the tools that he can succeed and land this job. And land his job. Because he's been doing great up until this point. He's still doing great. But this kind of going to change, the dynamics. Things like this, what's going on with De'Aaron Fox. Now we have to see, what's going to happen between here and February 6th. If that doesn't happen, this thing's going to stretch out into the summer. Whether they make the play-in, the playoffs, or not. That's where we are. Folks, I do want to thank y'all for stopping in for another episode of Undercutting the Floor. I'm the host, Tony Ray Harvey. Like I said, 10, 20, 40 views, 50, 60, 100 views. I love you. I just hope you enjoyed the content that was put out there that day. And this one, the one I'm about to post as well. Come on back. I will be back here February 1st when after the Kings play the Oklahoma City Thunder in Oklahoma. And we'll see how they fare there. That'll be the 5th game of the 6-game road trip. The last one will be Minnesota Timberwolves. But understand all the things that I have to say tonight, coming from a traditional journalist, a reporter. We still have a lot of work to do. Still have a lot of work to do as far as reporting on this team. Thank you for joining in. Peace.